Hello, everyone. Hydroponics here again. We're going to talk about a little bit of drying and the do's and don'ts. So, I harvested all my hydroponically grown Thai basil from my cocoa coir raised planter bed that we make. As you see, it's a lot. This is a huge screen that I made today to actually kind of sort through this. A lot of this basil is still good and going to market, but some of it will be dried. Some of the rain damaged stuff will be drying today, and it'll take a couple week process, a week to dry and possibly a week to cure. But as you can see, beautiful spread, super healthy. Some of them were starting to produce flowers and go into seed, as you can see. But basically, what you're going to do is what you need is a dry environment. What I like to do, some people hang them by the tops of a hanger or clip them and let them hang dry. That takes a little bit longer, but what I like to do is I like to cut the leaves off of the plant or whatever. A lot of this, all of this is edible, which is awesome. The stems, they look kind of ugly, but there's flavor in the stems and the leaves and everything. So when you're cooking basil, just remember that. Don't throw it away. This is all edible. Make sure you clean it. But if you grow it, then you know what's in it, and you can rinse it off still to kind of get some of that stuff off of it, any bugs that might be around that you can't see. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Also, once it's dried, I love KitchenAid, as you can see. KitchenAid, this one is a coffee and spice grinder. It's a set that comes with the coffee bean grinder, which is a little bit bigger. And then you have a little bit like the spice grinder, which is a little bit finer. But what I like to do is I like to buy additional ones because you don't want to grind up peppers, especially a hot pepper like scorpion peppers or habaneros or something even hotter. And then grind it with another pepper because I'll tell you, you might be burning someone. It's hard to clean them out. Super, super good. I recommend using dish soap because it neutralizes the heat and it kind of absorbs the oil and dissipates the oil. But this is what I recommend. Buy a couple of these extra ones. If you're going to grind ghost peppers or scorpion peppers, label those so they'll always grind those so you don't mix and match and burn someone's mouth off on accident. But yep, as you can see, a little navy cup. But some of these are going to market. This is basically all you got to have is you got to control the environment with. You want to have a temperature gauge, which we sell. Super easy. You want to make sure that the humidity is between 50 to 62%. So when I close this tent up, I can control it with, say, if it doesn't get below 62 degrees or 62% humidity, the heat's okay. The temperature's fine. It's the humidity that can start causing problems when you're drying your seasonings and your herbs and whatnot. You want it to have a lower humidity, and then when you're curing them, which the curing process is just as important as the drying process. The curing process gives it so it'll last longer, so you don't have to use it right away. You can use it. It gives you the longevity that you need to store it and possibly maybe even store it up to a year depending on the product that you have. But yeah, basically just a grow. I've been using a grow light and a grow tent because I can control the environment in a grow tent. If you don't have this, you can still control the environment with a dehumidifier or a humidifier, where you can add humidity or you can take away humidity. But the rule of thumb is around 50 to 62%. That, in my opinion, is one of the best. And I turn on my grow lights to the highest degree. I put them on full, and then I'm sucking out the old air with a fan, or you could use an inline duct fan or a charcoal filter with an inline duct fan to suck it all out. And what it's doing is just bringing in good air and taking out the old air. So you're getting all that fresh air while you're trying to dry. But yeah, if you have any questions, hit the like button, share, comments, and yeah, we'll get back to you. But this is just an easy, simple setup you can make. I change out the screens every grow, so this way you can you don't contaminate what you're growing with. So it's fresh every time. I'm using a fresh seed, And same thing, you don't want to dry hot peppers on something like this and then try to dry basil or something. Now you're going to have you're going to have contamination between the two, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure you label your dry racks and all that stuff. You can buy the commercial dry racks; they work just as well, or you can make them. I make these out of wood and scrap wood, and they turn out super nice, and they work. They're super effective. All right, take care. Good night, and we'll see you guys soon.